All right, welcome, Lisette and Nancy. I am very excited to have you guys with us here, and thank you for taking the time to give CARES Learning Partnership just a sneak peek or a behind the scenes look or just a pause in getting to know you both. Um, we are excited. I know both of you very well. I have uh, Lisette, I know extremely well. Her last name is Wright. We are actually married, so I know you very well. Nancy is a friend of the family. We go way back. I'll let you guys get into how the relationship came to be, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. CARES Learning Partnership has a very strong initiative on mental wellness. And you two play a very important part in that, in restorative practices and health and nutrition and all those types of things. So we just wanted to highlight for the global camp meeting. So for our viewers that can come in and just find out more about both of you and the work that you do. So thank you. And I'll start with a little disclaimer. So both of you are fluent Spanish speakers. I am not, and we wanted to make sure that we have some on-demand content and some interviews for our native Spanish speakers. Um, and so both of you have agreed to do that, and I appreciate that. So what I will do is I'll ask you the question. I have a few questions for you, and if you could just restate, since I don't have an interpreter, if you could just restate my question in Spanish and then answer it in both Spanish and English, if that's okay.
Of course, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. I got guests and they're willing to do extra work right off the bat. This is a good thing. We're off to a good start. Um, so my first question is actually for you, Nancy. Um, Tell me a little bit about how you got here, the work that you do in health and nutrition, and bring me up to date on how you got to here with why you're passionate about health and nutrition specifically. What brought you to this point?
Yes, yes, of course. And just real quick, just to translate, and some people can catch up with me later. Lo que estamos tratando de hablar es por qué estoy aquí, cómo llegamos a este momento y por qué tomamos las decisiones que hemos tomado con respecto a la salud y al cuidado de la comida y físico y mental también. So just to go right back to what you said, I came to this point in my life because my family has a history of diabetes. So when I was diagnosed with pre-diabetes, I got worried because then I was like, what does this mean for my children?
Mm,
And after that, my daughter was born with eczema. And then at that same time, my husband developed a skin condition.
mm,
So it just was coming one right after the other. And I'm not very big on conventional medication, to be honest with you. I had a few infections and I was doing antibiotics. And I saw what it was doing to my body. And I asked myself, is there a natural way to take care of this? And after a lot of research, I did find an essential oil and I gave it a try. And I tried it and it worked. I didn't have to use conventional medicine to take care of my illness. And from that moment on, I said, well, if that worked for me for an infection that you need antibiotics for, why can't I use it for my daughter and her eczema, which is on the outside, is typical, or for my husband's condition that is typical as well. And as I've been doing more research about it, everything's connected to what we eat and how we eat. So if I can go to that, I can help my diabetes. I can prevent my kids from having diabetes. And I can help my daughter's eczema to improve, which actually has improved a lot. And help my husband's skin condition, which has improved a lot too. And this has been done with nature, with medicine from plants, from the food we eat. So this is what we eat. And I can see the change and I can see how it has helped us. So I'm going to go do that and translate a little bit. So I'm going to go and flip to Spanish now. So, yo aprendí sobre la medicina natural porque yo sufría un poco de infecciones y no siempre he sido muy grande en tomar medicina convencional de farmacias. Siempre, desde muy pequeña, tenía la idea de lo natural, lo natural. Cuando tuve una infección, quise buscar algo natural y encontré aceites esenciales. Y averigüé mucho antes de probarlo, pero cuando lo probé me funcionó. Y como a mí me funcionó y pude cuidar una infección cuando me estaban siempre ofreciendo antibióticos, pues preferí el aceite esencial que me ayudó, me curó. Y por esa razón decidí averiguar más. Y una de mis niñas tiene eczema en la piel, mi esposo tiene una condición en su piel también. Y averiguando y haciendo cremitas y cositas de aceites esenciales y cosas así, pero averiguando más llegué al punto que es la comida, es lo que comemos, lo que afecta de adentro hacia afuera. Mi familia tiene diabetes, a mí me diagnosticaron con diabetes también, y entonces algo muy importante para mí es cómo puedo prevenir la diabetes para mi familia. Y la forma de prevenirla es cuidando nuestra comida. Si nosotros cuidamos nuestra comida y aprendemos a buscar y a saber cómo mejorar nuestro plan alimenticio, vamos a curarnos de muchas enfermedades y vamos a prevenir muchas enfermedades para nuestros hijos y para el futuro a venir. So that's what I can say about why I'm passionate about health.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks for sharing that. And Lisette, talk to me about your journey. Educator, um, got a, a lot of different things that I know that you've done in the past. But talk to me about you've always had this passion, but share with our viewers what brought you here from whatever you want to share on your why with Growth Gardens. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but specifically the health and nutrition um, and that evolution. I think is probably the best word I can think of.
Right, right. Yeah, the growth gardens grew into where my passion started, and with this lifestyle of eating healthy and being more conscious about nutrition and physical and mental well-being. I started a long time ago, but it came into fruition when I started to notice that, as Nancy stated, her family as well, with the diabetes, that seems to be a trend in the Hispanic community, and I could name probably lots of members of my family that have diabetes, and then other health issues along with that. I started to pay more close attention to our foods and what we were eating and just everything that we were doing in our lives, to self-care and things like that. So paying attention and being more intentional about those things grew my passion, I guess, and flourished that into now sharing that with others, because what I've realized is that what you know may be something that someone else may not know, or what you maybe have read or maybe hear about is something you just don't know how to accomplish those things. You don't know how to get to that point. So it's easy to say, exercise, do better, drink water, do all these things, but sometimes you need to have these steps to get there. So in that, I just realized, people need help with those things. It's not an easy task to just flip your switch on and become plant-based or become healthier. It's a lifestyle change. It really takes little steps here and there to get there. So in igniting that fire and starting all that change in my lifestyle, I saw, how people were, having all these health issues, made me just basically feel the fire inside me to just continue to pursue that passion. And that's how I ended up getting my health coach certification and, finishing my master's and things like that. So it was just a start, I think, that ignited that fire inside me. Para los que no entendieron y ahora necesitan el español. Era algo que en mi familia, como Nancy había mencionado, con la diabetes, que es muy común en la gente hispana, fue algo que me movió para empezar y encontrar esta cuestión de salud y cómo mejorar las cosas de la salud y cosas de mental wellness, mejorar salud mental, para saber que esto es algo que no es solo una cosa, es un conjunto de cosas, no es solo una cosa que uno debe enfocarse como ejercicio, pero es un conjunto de cosas que uno debe poner atención en su vida, ser más intencional con las cosas que uno hace todos los días. Y he notado que la gente algunas veces tienen el deseo, quieren mejorar, pero no tienen la pasión o tienen la pasión, pero no tienen los recursos para poner esas cosas en efecto. Entonces, por eso me empezó, como yo digo, el fuego adentro de mí para ayudar a la gente específicamente hispana, porque pienso que hay algunas cosas que tenemos que yo he aprendido en mi experiencia, en mi vida, y yo he visto en mi familia, que podemos hacer mejor, que podemos hacer en una forma más conducible a las cosas para mantener nuestra cultura, porque eso es lo más importante para nosotros también. Pero eso es lo más cómo empezó esta pasión en mi corazón de la salud y cómo ayudar a la gente, especialmente a la gente hispana.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you guys for sharing that. I know at the Learning Partnership, the CARES Learning Partnership, we are excited to have qualified, passionate individuals like you and Nancy partnering with us. I know this initiative of Growth Gardens has to do with not just fitness, but it also has to do, more importantly, with natural ways, natural remedies. It has to do with nutrition. It has to do with lifestyle choices and directions and instructions. And our focus on mental wellness. I know Lisette, 2019, it seems like forever ago because we had a pandemic, when we did our social and emotional leadership conference out here. And that's the first time I invited you to do a thing on self-care. And you talked about the self-care plan. And since then, obviously, you're now a certified health coach. And I love how you always mention that health coach is a goal coach. And so you guys are really helping work with the individual in that area. So we have this global camp meeting that we invited you guys to put some presentations together. Thank you for doing that. Lisette, I'll come to you first. Why did you, your presentation is on food labels and sugar. Why did you choose those specific topics? Elaborate on that for me.
Well, honestly, sugar is because, believe it or not, sugar is in everything. And we take it for granted. We don't realize how much of an effect it has on our body and how important it is to monitor it. We've allowed the food industry to, do these things to our foods. And, it's minute in science because they can rationalize it by saying, oh, it's just a portion or it's just a small amount. But when you're doing a small amount to every single item in the grocery store that's within the inside of the store, then we're talking about every can, every bottle, every container that has sugar in it. And we're just looking at the label and thinking, oh, that's all I'm getting, but not realizing you're not adding everything that's going on.
Mm.
So once again, it's a conscious effort to pay attention to these little small things that happen that we're not being mindful of. So to say that in Spanish, es importante porque el azúcar es algo que está en casi todos los ingredientes de todos los productos en las tiendas, supermercados. Uno tiene que poner atención a esas cosas porque el gobierno ha puesto azúcar en casi todo, entonces no estamos poniendo atención que cada producto que uno compra es un poquito lo que lee, pero si está añadiendo esto y añadiendo esto a los ingredientes, ¿qué va a pasar? El azúcar sigue subiendo y uno no está poniendo atención a lo que el azúcar está haciendo en su cuerpo, porque no es algo que está en su mente, porque uno piensa, tengo que comer algo dulce para pensar en azúcar, no pensar que algo más que está en la lata, un jarro, tiene azúcar. Entonces, por eso pensé, algo común que todo el mundo come, por eso escogí ese tema para azúcar.
Okay. And Nancy, your presentation is on oil and water.
Yes.
Walk me through. Obviously, don't go through the presentation because we want people to watch it. But I'm more speaking towards how you came up with that and the importance, the relevancy in that for choosing that topic.
Yes, of course. So, water and oil, we are all very well aware of how to use water, why we need water, and all that kind of stuff, right? And we also know that oil, certain kind of, well, we don't know this. We just think of oil as oil is all the same. I'm talking about cooking oils.
Mhm.
So we think that canola oil is good for you. You know, you don't think if it's good or bad because we don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So my research or my finding about how to improve my family's health, I came across about finding out that there's oils that oxidize your body. So it creates inflammation in your body. So it's creating these illnesses in your body. But I didn't know, no one told me that vegetable oil was not good for me. No one told me that canola oil was not good for me. No one told me that, you know, yes, you should use olive oil, certain kind of extra virgin olive oil, pressed, cold, you know, all these little details we're not aware of. And we don't know that avocado oil, yes, you can use it for frying at a certain temperature and all these little details. And in our Spanish-speaking community, we fry a lot. Like our fried food, one way or the other. Oil is in there somehow. You cannot go to a Spanish-speaking family and not see a nice jar of oil. It is what it is. So, but you know, there's changes that you can make at home that you can still use oil. You just gotta learn how to use it. And like I said, you don't know what you don't know. And if you're not, and in our, you know, we live in the USA. So there's a lot of information that is in English, of course, because we live in the USA. And my Spanish speaking community doesn't know a lot about the water and which one to use, not to use, how much to drink, how much not to drink, or, you know, that the vegetable oil, we shouldn't use it, maybe we should switch to olive oil, because that information it is available, but it's in English. It's not in Spanish, at least in the USA. You know, there's a lot of information that I personally would like to have my Spanish-speaking people to have, because they need this. A lot of Latinos are diagnosed with diabetes. That's like one of the high percentage of deaths in the United States, you know, it's diabetes. And that's because we don't know that there's certain things that if we just switch it at home, we can reverse. For us who already have diabetes, we can reverse diabetes and improve it. Mm-hmm. And we can prevent our children from having diabetes. In this case, there's other illnesses that are connected to this. So this is why I chose water and oil, just because it's so simple, so common. We have it at home, everybody has it at home, but sometimes we don't know how to use it. And just having that knowledge can change your life, your health in this case. So I'm gonna Para los que estamos hablando español, me pregunta Cliff por qué escogí el agua y el aceite para las presentaciones. Todos sabemos que necesitamos agua. Una persona puede sobrevivir hasta 90 días en agua solamente. Eso, el agua es esencial para nosotros. También sabemos que el aceite en nuestra cultura hispana lo usamos para todo. Uno no puede entrar a una casa donde no hay un jarrito de aceite, porque todos cocinamos con aceite. Nos gustan freír las cosas y es parte de nuestra cultura también cocinar con aceite. Y como decía, no sabemos lo que no sabemos. Yo no sabía que el aceite vegetal no era bueno. Yo no sabía que el aceite de canola no era bueno. Y es mucho más barato si compara el aceite de canola o vegetal a un aceite, una botella de aceite de oliva. Es a una diferencia monetaria, la hay. Pero también así es una diferencia de salud. Porque uno no sabe lo que no sabe. Y lamentablemente vivimos en los Estados Unidos donde la información, porque vivimos en los Estados Unidos, va a ser obvio de que la información que sobreabunda es en inglés. Pero vemos muchos de que necesitamos información en español. Y por eso es que nosotros estamos haciendo estas presentaciones en español. Y es para nosotros importante alcanzar nuestra comunidad latina, nuestra comunidad hispana, nuestra comunidad de habla hispana, para que sepamos todos de que hay una mejor manera de comer, de ser saludables, para, en mi caso, como soy diabética, poder regresar a la diabetes, no completamente curarla, pero sí regresar a donde estoy más saludable, donde puedo prevenir la diabetes para mis hijos y así en un futuro ellos prevenirla para sus hijos. Entonces es una cadena de que si nosotros podemos empezar algo y sembrar una semilla donde podemos mejorar nuestra salud, vamos a mejorar una comunidad. Y por eso, creo que usted se siente de la misma manera, queremos mejorar y alcanzar a personas de que pueden tener una vida más larga con prevención. So, es ahí donde tenemos la pasión de querer compartir lo que sabemos, lo que el Señor nos ha dado, nos ha enseñado, y simplemente compartir y dejar saber a otros de que hay mejores maneras de comer que son muy ricas también. So, I think
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So you two have come together, and I'm going to shout praises your way because I know both of you, you're very humble. You don't really focus on yourself and your qualifications and what you do. But I've seen your work, and that's why the Cares Learning Partnership reached out to you, and I was glad that you guys responded in a collaboration with this health initiative because it comes at it from different angles. But as we move forward, where do you guys, what is your track moving forward? And just talk to us a little bit about that because I know that we have some things planned to work with you guys that I'll be sharing later. But from your perspective, where do you see yourself moving forward? Lisette, I know you're a health coach, Nancy, an entrepreneur. Both of you have these initiatives that you're working together. But talk to us a little bit about next steps with Growth Gardens and the different things. It seems like a nice connection. We have the physical body, the health coaching, and then I can add on to it with the entrepreneur side of the creams and stuff. So Nancy, I'll start with you. I know you have a product line, an entrepreneur. Tell people a little bit about what your vision is for moving forward with that product line and the things that you're doing with your trainings and interacting with people.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Cliff, and thank you for having us. Definitely, just because, like I mentioned a little earlier, that essential oil helped me with an infection inside my body, right? So I was very amazed with that. And I just took it to the next level, so to speaking, when, like I mentioned, my daughter has eczema, she's a skin condition, very rough skin, itchy a lot, and it changes depending on the weather and things like that. So I had to do something about it because I'm just a mom, right? That's what you do. So I did I created a lotion. It's with essential oils, there's coconut oil, cocoa oil, and all kinds of oils, essential oils, and that's where I'm moving forward to. Of course, I'm a lady still, so I did like a, for your little wrinkles. Yes, thank you. So I did a face oil, for us moms, because we're always running around doing things, and sometimes we forget about us. So I did. This is all natural and organic, and they're essential oils. I've been using mine for 2 years now, and it has improved my skin condition. So this is where I'm moving forward. My kids do a lot of exercise and get hurt, so I did a pain relief ointment as well. So again, it's essential oils, it's organic, it's all natural, and that's where I'm heading to. Making a line of organic essential oils, creams, lotions, ointments, so that we don't have to use conventional. I think that's my bottom line in a lot of things. We don't have to be run by pharmaceuticals and telling you, oh, you need to use this cream, this lotion, blah blah. There's a lot of natural, um, a lot of natural that we can use that will heal our body, not from the outside, but it will, to bring relief on the outside. There's a lot of natural, like our food and what we eat, that can heal from the inside out. So I'm gonna go ahead to my Spanish speaking now. So me está preguntando Mr. Wright, ¿a dónde vamos? ¿Cuál es nuestro siguiente paso en lo que estamos tratando de hacer? Y si me vieron mostrar, estaba mostrando unos jarritos que yo he hecho. Son mis cremas, como mencioné, mi niña tiene eczema, mi esposo tiene una condición de su piel. Entonces, como soy mamá y tenemos que hacer algo, pues hice una crema esencial con aceites, aceite de coco, aceites esenciales. Hice una para las arrugas también, para las mamás que están interesadas. También tengo una crema para arrugas que hice. Y como a veces corro y me duele el cuerpo, pues me he hecho esta también, que me ayuda con los dolores del cuerpo para que no me sienta tan mal el siguiente día. Y a eso voy, es lo que estamos trabajando. Estamos haciendo una línea de cremas con todo orgánico, aceites esenciales, porque así como la medicina de las plantas, el comer natural, el comer orgánico, el comer planta, nomás planta, base de planta, nos cura de adentro a afuera, pues no queda mal también que nos ayude un poco con las arruguitas, con la crema, ¿verdad? Entonces, ese es nuestro proyecto, hacia eso vamos a hacer una línea de cremas orgánicas esenciales, y eso es parte del futuro que tenemos planeado. Ahora tú, Cliff.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, the pain reliever, thank you. I can vouch as a testimonial. Here is a recorded testimonial for everyone. I don't know about the wrinkles yet. I use glasses to guard my wrinkles so people can't see them. So you can't see those. So I haven't done that one. But the pain reliever works, definitely. Lisette, what's next for you in the health coaching and specifically what you're doing with that? How are you taking what I consider for both of you a ministry and using your talents moving forward?
Yeah, thank you for asking that question, because sometimes we can have all the passion we want, but it needs to be carried out, and that's what we all struggle as human beings. A lot of people think that they can't lose weight, they can't live a healthy lifestyle because they are, either feeling like they don't have the motivation, or they can't do it because they're too old, or they've reached a point in their life where that physique is not reachable. The issue is not that. The issue is a lifestyle change, a commitment, and help, a support system, because we all need it. We all need something, and it could be people, it could be something in your life that helps you get there, because goals are not something that we can just reach by just doing. Sometimes doing is not enough. Sometimes you need that motivator that moves you to do those things, because we don't always want to get up and do stuff. So I think that's the path I want to head toward, is helping people get motivated to do what they desire to do. Helping people to be motivated to do healthy steps, take healthy steps to changing their lifestyle to become healthier. So So that's my motivation, my passion. Helping as many people, especially people that would not think that they could do it. I think that's I don't know what in our society, maybe it's just the world and where we're at, and as sin has penetrated through our lives, that we get so unmotivated, or have low self-esteem over or insecurities about ourselves, that we lose that motivation. So obviously, I believe through God, we can do anything, and I think that that's something that we need to take really into heart on how that can work through our every aspect of our lives. In Spanish, I'll say, la pasión de todo esto para movernos de aquí adelante es para ayudar la gente que podamos en el camino. Es una cosa que uno no sabe, que en realidad no es que uno no pueda hacer algo, algunas veces es la motivación que uno tiene o el apoyo que uno tiene en su vida, que no es suficiente, que uno necesita un poquito más para llegar a sus metas que uno tiene. Porque es difícil uno hasta hacer las cosas mínimas en la vida algunas veces, porque hay tantas distracciones. Entonces, para mí es una pasión para poder poner cosas en frente de una persona para que ellos vean cómo pueden llegar a esa meta, cómo es lo más fácil forma de tener una vida saludable, que puedan tener la motivación para seguir haciendo esas cosas. Entonces esa es la pasión que yo tengo para seguir moviendo para el frente, para crecer ministerio de salud, de ayudar lo más posible que se pueda, ayudar a más gente que se pueda para seguir luchando para cada uno de nosotros hacer la persona más saludable que pueda ser.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's just great. It cares, community, agency, responsibility, education, and service. Those are our 5 pillars. In the learning partnership, we specialize in helping the people that help people, and you two are clearly passionate about helping people. And I know that everything you're doing is for all people, but I also have heard today that extra special attention to your people, to the Spanish-speaking people, to the people that have, in America specifically, that may not have, with all the other pressures of becoming acclimated and moving and taken care of and all the different obstacles that are out there. At some point you need somebody there that is your advocate, that has been through and shared their experience, and that's what I appreciate about both of you so much. And with the health coaching, I'll just come back to it because you mentioned, Lisette, the idea of sometimes doing it isn't enough. You need a motivator. And I was thinking of, when where 2 or 3 are gathered, Christ is in our midst. And so if I'm praying to the Lord to ask him to help me with my health and to help me make better decisions, what better way than to have a coach with me that we can invite with my coach, having the Holy Spirit come in and guide that, and someone that I can pray with me and guide me through and knowing. And I remember living in Maryland close to the GC, and we were spoiled with all the churches that were there. Our eye doctor was an Adventist, our dentist was an Adventist, your sports medicine, your orthopedist is orthopedic surgeon is an Adventist. Everybody's an Adventist. And I don't think people understand that bubble and that privilege. And some people, they don't want their business in the church. They want a non-Adventist. But for those that want Adventists, I think being an Adventist health coach, with us obviously having the health message, what an asset it is to have a coach in that message, as well as I would translate that over to Nancy, your creams as a person. when you told me try this, I kind of just took it because I know it's not a voodoo serum. It's you know what I'm saying? It's from someone that believes the way I believe. I know the things that are in it. You're not doing it for marketing. You're doing it because you feel God has called you, and it just there are probably other people that are like me. It kind of puts you more at ease. Yes, I buy stuff off the counter. Yes, my wife has taught me how to read the labels, but sometimes you just want to know that the person handing it to you has your best interest at heart. And I think that's something that should not go uh, without being said, that when when people are participating and engaging with you too, they're dealing with Christians, God-fearing people that God has changed their life, and now you guys are taking that change and putting it out there to help other people. So again, thank you to you both. Uh, any last words that you want people to hear from you before you go, in English or in Spanish, before we wrap up?
Well, I want to thank you, first of all, for giving us the opportunity, or giving me the opportunity to come to the presentation and just expose what we're trying to do. We want to reach out people, like you said, going to my creams, my lotions. Yes, I feel like God has guided me through this because it didn't happen from one day to the next. It's been a couple of years, and I have actually gone through experiences where God provided for me so that I could continue on what I thought he was guiding me through. So there's that fine line of, am I doing this because I want to do it, or is God guiding me through this? And, Cliff can testify for that because we've had those conversations where it's like, where do I go from here? I'm going in the right direction. And yes, this was not an easy decision to make. It was a lot of praying behind it. And God provided once and again, just prove that he is there with me and that I'm moving in the right direction. So that's why I feel so confident and good about it. And thank you again for giving me the opportunity to do that.
You want to say that in Spanish too?
Sí, también, ok, gracias. Como mencionaba, Dios está en este camino. Yo no tomé la decisión de empezar a hacer mis cremas. Sí, fue por mi familia, por mejorar la familia, a mi esposo y a mi hija, pero fue una decisión que me ha tomado años y, tuve varias conversaciones con Dios y no fue en la dirección que es. Y Él me ha proveído a mí en más de una ocasión. Yo puedo testiguar por eso que mi Dios es un Dios grande, que el Dios que abrió el mar para que Moisés cruzara es mi mismo Dios hoy. Y Él ha proveído por mí cuando yo pensé que no podía más, Él lo hizo. Y he tenido conversaciones con Cliff donde me he sentido perdida porque somos humanos y tenemos problemas financieros y estamos cruzando los dedos, pero Dios está ahí. Y esto nuevamente no es algo que tomó una decisión de un día, una semana para la otra y vamos a hacer esto. Ha sido un proceso. Y lo único que puedo decir es de que sí, mi Dios está ahí, mi Dios es parte de esto y por eso me siento segura, me siento confiada y me siento muy agradecida.
Yeah, on that same note, I just wanted to say thank you to Cliff to allowing us to be on this platform. I'm humbled by this experience because this opens up so many doors to reach out to more people. Like Nancy said, it's not an overnight thing. God has placed us in certain places at certain times, and we happen to meet. And I've actually partnered up with other people in the health ministry as well, and they happen to be Christians too. So we've aligned ourselves with people that are on the same path, and we're trying to do these things that God has just put us in these places for, and we sometimes don't even know where we're going, but we're just taking the journey and taking the leap of faith to know that God's going to lead us in this path, in this path to into the health ministry. So I just wanted to thank you for this opportunity, allowing the Lord to speak to you as well as what CARES is doing and allowing us to be part of. So I wanted to say thank you. Gracias a todos, especialmente a CARES Learning Partnership, que nos ha dejado tener esta oportunidad de hablar aquí y compartir con ustedes nuestros deseos, nuestros sueños, algo que no ha venido a un día a otro, como Nancy dijo, que es algo que Dios nos ha puesto en sitios, en ciertos tiempos, juntos, para encontrar otras gentes que tienen las mismas pasiones. Ha sido una bendición porque no es un camino que hemos estado desde cuando, pero no hemos alguna vez hasta visto el final hasta que uno conoce a esa persona o se encuentra con una persona como Nancy que uno dice, oh, wow, estamos en el mismo camino y nos encontramos y podemos hacer trabajos juntas y hacer este trabajo para la obra de Dios, para llegar al final juntas. Haciendo este ministerio de salud. Gracias.
No problem, no problem. I will add some information on how people can find out more about the things that you guys are doing. As I've already stated, I look forward to working with both of you guys. We've already talked about different collaborations and opportunities to get out there and really improve people's health. We will go where God leads. This is a wonderful ministry. Thank you both so much for your time. And thank you for being willing to air your presentations as well. I know people will benefit from that. Thank you so much. You guys take care. God bless.
Thank you.
Bye.